Welcome to the mix. Okay, everyone, Tory Lanez case update concerning motion for bail while pending appeal. Now let's get to it. Okay, hey everyone, welcome to my channel, The Mix. Drop some comments in the comment section and let's keep it respectful and peaceful, remembering the community guidelines. Most importantly, listen to this video. Yes, listen to this video from beginning to end. Head on over to the community section and vote. I have plenty of polls going on. Thank you all for your continued support domestically and internationally. Okay, let me jump right into the topic. Okay, everyone, as you can see what this video is going to be about, I would be remiss if I didn't touch on something really quickly before I continue with the topic. My apologies for the last audio situations going on with the content I recently dropped. My apologies. I have no idea what really happened with that. Also, I want to say this as well. I've been kind of going through something personal. I'm not going to say it's not major, but in my opinion, it somewhat is. But I have to keep going. And I've been kind of MIA with being consistent with my content over the past, like, 2-3 days. So today is Sunday. And for those who are new to my channel, I do pre-record most of my videos. So I may post this, publish this video probably Monday or Tuesday, but I'm kind of getting back into the groove of things. Again, life goes on. If those who are experiencing issues, whether it be with the family or friend, you know, a loved one, just keep pushing, especially when you've done all you can to help the person and the individual, and they just kind of violate you in a way that's just really heartbreaking. So keep your girl The Mix in your prayers. I must keep going. I enjoy creating content and it will get greater later. This technology, audio type of thing and stuff it's really new to me, and I'm trying to adjust accordingly. I do have a professional mic, but it doesn't have a volume on it. So I'm trying to gain a better understanding of the microphone adjustment and in terms of the volume on my device. So that's the only adjustment I have, the volume on my device. So I'm trying to get to a point where I understand that and I'm adjusting accordingly. So once you all hear it on your end, it's perfect, but try to be perfect. Nothing is ever perfect, but nevertheless, I digress. So let me go ahead and jump right into the topic. As you can see, Tory Lanez, whew, sheesh. There was some updates on October 26th, 27th regarding his case. The motion for bail while pending appeal. And I came across an article. I came across some things on X, formerly known as Twitter, and I also went directly to the California 2nd District Appellate District website to pretty much hear from the horse's mouth. I noticed while creating content and being a creator in this space now, a new creator, it's very important to kind of vet your sources. It's very important to kind of pay attention to the different sources or that you may use or sites, because for one, mainstream media, sometimes they have their picks and they choose this or that for whatever reason, behind the scenes wise, if you kind of get my point. Sometimes some media sources and individuals, even from a small content creator perspective, they may be bought or paid for, and that's allegedly. So it's very important to kind of mix and match and grab from here and there, but most importantly, to do your best to take time and research with certain things and use that as for the topic that you're reporting on or speaking on. So, but yeah, like I said, it's just been very kind of strange in this space because everyone doesn't think the same. Everyone's interpretation is not the same. Even if you are dealing with the CNN, NBC, New York Post, New York Times, all of that, sometimes those legacy media sources have their agenda as well. And then you can go to other platforms, from a Facebook, from a X to YouTube, and creators that are not mainstream media, sometimes they have their own preferences or agendas possibly, you know. And again, this is you know, me just speaking in general. So what I'm going to do moving forward is just try my best. I'm gonna do my best. I'm not making any promise because, again, I'm a one-stop shop. I do get some help, some assistance here and there with you know, someone close to me, and with my channel to try to help manage some things, because again, I'm only one person. I handle the technology, I handle the content, the creation, the research, and all of that, and it's just sometimes not enough time in a day. You definitely need a team of people to help with this, to take it to especially the next level. But you know what, I'm starting from the ground up, and like I said, it gets greater later, and what's for me is for me, and can no man stop. I truly believe that. So thank you all for being patient. My apologies for the poor audio to some, and my suggestion would be to lower your volume maybe on your end if you can. Hopefully this is picture perfect, and yeah, so there you have it. So back to Tory Lanez. Yeah, some updates. I'm going to go ahead and share a few screens with you guys, and then come back with more of my commentary, reaction, opinion, comment here and there during the screens I share. So let me go ahead and go to this screen. Okay, you guys, as you can see, appellate court case information here, and this is the Second Appellate District Court in California. I'm not going to go over the logistics as how I got here. It's public information. A lot of stuff is simple Google searches, and it does take time to research. So you have to type in the case number, the person's name, etc., etc. And in this case, Tory Lanez, government name is Daystar Peterson. So to my understanding, it's being reported that Mr. Daystar Peterson, he was fighting to get out of jail on bail while pending appeal, meaning that yes, these are post-conviction actions. And you know, Google post-conviction. I'm not going to go into all the logistics. And for those who do not know, I do have a legal background from a professional perspective, accredited college, and this is my passion and all of that. So I like to share my knowledge. In a sense, I'm not perfect. Everything is not 100%, and I actually encourage everyone to always vet things, like I was just speaking about. Vet your sources, conduct your own due diligence, and all of that. Because again, I'm a one-stop shop, and I'm far from perfect. So yeah, so Tory Lanez, to my understanding, was trying to get out on bail, and he's going through these post-conviction actions, meaning his attorneys, team of attorneys, or whichever attorney is advocating on his behalf to get him released, although he was convicted, while he's pending, while the appeal is in process. Mind you, to my understanding, to my knowledge, best of my knowledge, Tory Lanez has yet to file an appeal, meaning an appeal brief. As you can see right here, you see brief, click there, there's nothing here, meaning he has not filed an appeal brief. A brief means the appeal was actually officially filed. There's nothing here. So he's in a process, or his attorney or team of attorneys, who's ever advocating and working on his behalf. And to my understanding, of course, it's a new team of attorneys, because the attorneys who handled Mr. Daystar Peterson's case, go back to docket, while he was going through trial, they are no longer on the case. So, and to me, and I've made this statement before, and you can head on over to my video section, I do not believe, in my opinion, he had the best of attorneys, and just how things was moving during trial, to me, it should not have been. And then when he hired post-trial attorneys to handle his post-conviction actions, meaning he was convicted by a jury, not a judge in this instance. So he hired a new team of attorneys to kind of help him through the process of possibly getting him out on bail while going through all the other motions, pun intended. So with that being said, his new team of attorneys, I've always cited in my mind, and I probably think I mentioned this on previous videos, that like Jose Baez and Matthew Bahama, possibly they should have went after his original attorneys in the trial case, which resulted in a conviction, meaning the competency level, meaning ineffective counsel. But based off of my experience, everyone, usually attorneys do not throw each other under the bus, or try not to throw judges under the bus. So it's just a tight-knit community. But if it was ineffective counsel, to me, that should have been the basis of the appeals from the trial court level, because there were post-court actions filed on behalf of Mr. Daystar Peterson from his attorney, Jose Baez and Matthew Bahama. So with that being said, those post-trial actions and motions and things of that nature, it wasn't, to my understanding, they didn't hone in on ineffective counsel. They honed in on other stuff. I don't have the document right here presently in front of me, but I did read it before, and I'm not going to go off of memory right now. So, but to my understanding, they didn't focus on ineffective counsel. I think they tried to bring that up later on doing another motion. Again, their intent was to try to get Tory Lanez out of jail while pending appeal instead of being sentenced. And then his sentencing was delayed numerous times. And it's okay. It's okay having an attorney to advocate for you and fighting tooth and nail for you, and also within the law, and also filing whatever motions necessary legally, which they had a right to do on his behalf, to try to get his sentencing reduced, delayed, or not happen at all. They did their job. They were paid to do that. And unfortunately, it did not work out in Tory Lanez's favor. So I'm going to say that. So he ended up being sentenced by Judge Hereford, and his team of attorneys, whoever that may have been, they continue to pursue a post-sentence motion to get him out of prison while his case is being appealed. The appeal has not been initiated yet. So there you have it. So as you can see, like I said, there's no briefs. This is the docket section. As you can see here, September 18th, there were some things that took place. NOA filed notice of appeal, filed August 10th. Daystar Peterson, private counsel, notice of appeal filed. September 9th, 2023, requested extension of time. Record on appeal filed, requested for October 10th, 2023. So basically, this is the beginning process of them filing for appeal, but the brief, to my understanding, has not been filed. So this is the beginning process, kind of like what R. Kelly's attorney did in his case. She filed a notice of appeal, meaning that she's notifying the court, or his attorneys is notifying the court, they are going to appeal the entire case. So October 3rd, and I'm just kind of jumping down here. This is a timeline. And again, this is from the appellate court's website. So motion for bail pending appeal pursuant to penal code, etc., etc. So this happened on October 5th, a motion filed, and that was, and again, motion filed for pending appeal pursuant to penal code, and they cite the statute and the rules and all of that. What this means is that Daystar Peterson, as I stated before, was requesting to be released on bail while going through the appeal process. So that happened October 5th. October 11th, returned document for non-conformance. His document that was recently filed, that motion, was rejected by the court, as you can see here. Rejected document submitted by unknown party, unclear purpose of filing. So it seems like whomever filed that, I'm assuming possibly his attorney, that they there was something wrong with the document administrative wise, so it was rejected. Okay, so down here, October 26, 2023, the court looks like it rendered a decision on the motion for bail while pending appeal. Okay, it says here the court is in receipt of appellant's motion for bail pending appeal pursuant to penal code. It cites all of that, the rules, the statute. Pending appeal, a defendant may apply to the reviewing court for bail pending appeal. The defendant must show, and these are this is what the court is saying, meaning the justices who reviewed this. The defendant must show he first sought relief in the superior court, and the superior court unjustifiably denied the application, which he did. Provides that release on bail pending appeal shall be ordered if, and these are the elements of it being granted, and it says if the defendant demonstrates by clear and convincing evidence he is unlikely to flee, he does not pose a danger to safety of any other person or to the community, and the appeal is not for the purpose of delay and raises a substantial legal question, which could result in reversal. Appellant has not shown that the Superior Court unjustifiably denied relief. So this is what the court is saying. The appellant, meaning Mr. Daystar Peterson, because he's the person who's appealing it. So the appellant has not shown that the Superior Court unjustifiably denied relief, although he has submitted the minute order denying his motion for bail on appeal in the trial court, which Judge Hereford, yes, he did do that. And it further states, the court further states, appellate court, he has not submitted the reporter's transcript of that hearing or other settled statement containing the trial court's reasoning. Let me pause right there. I wonder who drafted this motion for appeal, motion for bond appeal, because it seems like they didn't really do their due diligence. Because the court is basically saying, hey, you didn't do this. Hey, you didn't do that. It seems like an inexperienced attorney. If you ask me, that's just my opinion. Moreover, appellant concedes that the trial court denied his motion in part because he was convicted of a violent felony, namely assault with a semi-automatic firearm. This also cites with a finding that he caused great bodily injury. So basically the court is saying, yeah, the defendant, the appellant, is basically stating that the trial court denied his motion because of the charges and the conviction, and they're citing what happened. And so it goes in a true finding on a penal code, and it goes into that firearm allegations, etc., etc. Appellant notes that the proposed legislation, Assembly Bill 1310, would make an enhancement under Penal Code Section 12022.5 legally invalid. So basically, whomever was representing Tory on this motion for appeal of bond cited a bill that's in the General Assembly, it looks like in California from a state level, that may be invalid, but they haven't voted on it. And that bill goes back to the firearm allegations. So they're stating this particular bill is legally invalid. Excuse me. They're stating that through this Assembly bill, conviction is legally invalid. But this particular bill has not even been voted on. I do not believe has been voted on or signed off, meaning that this right here, if a governor goes in and once it's voted and the governor goes in and sign it, this conviction may be null and void, however, this further cites that, however, as appellate also notes, here, the governor has not signed that bill into law, nor would passage of that law result in a reversal of his conviction, even if it resulted in a reduction of appellate's sentence. Therefore, appellate currently stands convicted of a violent felony, which is a factor a court shall consider in determining whether the defendant posed a danger to the community. Also, according to appellant, the trial court denied his motion because appellant is a Canadian citizen, which is a factor to consider in determining his likelihood of fleeing. So this appellate court is considering all of that as well. So they're agreeing with the trial court. Finally, the trial court denied the motion because it had to modify and increase bail during the proceedings below. This suggests that there were concerns about the appellate being a potential flight risk. What this is stating is that this appellate court is saying, hey, the trial court denied motion because it had to modify. I think at one point Tory had got into, I guess, a situation where that he violated his bond, and that probably was the situation when he was at some type of musical event and came in to some type of contact allegedly with MTS. So remember, to my understanding, I believe he had to go back to court, and that's when this came into play. And they increased his bond. He bonded out again with more restrictions and et cetera, and there was a gag order placed on him. So the appellate court looked at everything that the lower court did and seemed like they pretty much agreed. Therefore, based on this record, appellant has not shown that the trial court unjustifiably denied relief or otherwise shown by clear and convincing evidence entitlement to relief. So this is what the appellate court is saying, that basically this motion for bail, for bond, while pending appeal, Tory's a team of attorneys did not convince the appellate court that it should be granted And let me really quickly, I found something, and I'm not going to share that screen because I'm operating off my other device that's in my hand. But I Googled something really quickly. Okay, I came across this. It states that according to Google, you do not have a constitutional right to bail during the appeal process as you do while awaiting a trial in a criminal case. However, you guys, this is not necessarily totally true because every state is different. And I think I touched on that in a previous video. So in the state of California, although you don't have a constitutional right to do this when you're convicted of a crime and sentenced, some states do allow you to your attorney to proceed on your behalf in this manner, meaning that although you was convicted and sentenced, you can still apply for a motion for bail while pending appeal. So in the state of California, I believe that is the case. And that's what Tory Lanez attorneys did, which, as you can see, the appellate court did not agree with. So I came across this in Justia.com. You do not have a constitutional right to bail during the appeal process as you do while awaiting a trial in a criminal case. Any options for bail while pursuing an appeal will depend on the law of your state. See? Some states do not provide post-conviction bail at all, while other states give judges substantial discretion in determining whether it is appropriate and how it should be. You can appeal a judge's decision if they deny bail or set a high amount, but this generally will not be successful unless the judge fails to consider appropriate factors. So let me head on over to California. And again, I'm not sharing my screen that I'm reading this from. Okay. According to Justia, getting bail during the appeal process, a defendant who has been convicted of a crime may choose to appeal conviction. They may have identified a procedural error during a trial, for example, or they may argue that their constitutional rights were violated. Even if you have been sentenced for a crime, you may be able to post bail and get out of custody during the course of your appeal. And that's what happened with Mr. Daystar Peterson. He was attempting to get out on bail, and apparently, based off of this docket report, the justices, the appellate court, agreed with the lower court. So that didn't happen. And let me head on over to X. Okay, as you can see, according to X, Say Cheese is reporting Tory Lanez requested to be released from prison, rejected by judge, and that was from the appellate court level. This was posted a day or so ago, and let's go ahead and head on over to the comment section and see what they're saying. This ninja acting like his mama put him in timeout, the way he keep asking to get out, and we all know the more you ask, the longer you stay. No, I disagree with that. Okay, bro thought they was just gonna let him go. I think I speak for everyone when I say free Tory. Yep. What did Tory Lanez expect? They were just gonna let him go? Can't wait till he get out to tell what really happened once all this is over. And he finna have a big A lawsuit. A tragic turn of events, but let's hope for a fair trial and swift resolution. This is not in trial. I don't know what this person is saying. You mean an appeal? All he had to do was stay at Kylie Jenner's crib and smash, but no, you wanted to leave with Meg. Now look at you. Why did he think that would work? And let me just hop right in. Let me just interject really quickly. Again, everyone, you have rights. You have a right to an attorney. You have a right to the legal process to file whatever appeals legally that your state allows. So, I mean, he paid his attorneys or whatever attorneys he hired after Jose Bea and Matthew Bahama to assist in this motion. And, I mean, it did not go in his favor, unfortunately. But you have rights. You have rights. It depends on state to state, though. This person says, free that innocent man. Absolutely. In my opinion. This is my opinion. Don't do the crime if you can't do the time. Instead of pleading guilty, he took a chance at life and lost. How he regrets it is starting to sink in. LMFAO, he heard Meg dropping a single and did this knowing it would hit the headlines. Tory a genius for real. When will he finally get the message? Another innocent black man caught up in the system. Okay, everyone, there you have it. Thank you guys for tuning in to the mix. Drop some comments in the comment section. Remember, you guys, you all have rights. We all have rights, especially depending on state to state. So if you have uh, funds and means to hire legal counsel to advocate on your behalf, then do so. I would encourage that, and vet your attorneys as well. Also, if you are competent enough to advocate for yourself, pro se wise, do that also. You know, you just never know. And but yeah, this is very unfortunate. I hope the appeal process goes in Mr. Lang's favor. But this is definitely unfortunate, and hopefully there's some new information. Although when it comes to appeals brief, when it comes to brief, they don't even look at new information to my understanding, unless maybe it's like the DNA type of thing. But I don't know, because it's interesting. They didn't even consider the DNA in his trial when I thought DNA mattered. So this is just because to my understanding, there was his the residue, the G residue was inconclusive or something. Didn't have his DNA or something like that, to my understanding, allegedly. So, but yeah. So hopefully the appellate court looks at his brief intensely, and most importantly, I hope whomever is tasked with appealing his case, the brief, that they have their T's crossed and I's dotted. A skilled attorney with competency and a high level handling appellate briefs and dissecting transcripts and the trial, case information is really needed in a situation like this, especially in appeal. So hopefully he has a high level team, a appellate brief team, on deck, and the outcome will be in his favor. I kind of compare this to R. Kelly. Like, in my opinion, R. Kelly has a great attorney Jennifer Bongine. She's a pit bull in a skirt. You see how she got Mr. Bill Cosby out of his situation, and everything was overturned by the appellate court in Pennsylvania. So I'm trusting and believing for Mr. Robert Kelly the same, because to me, his trial was really sloppy, and I think there's a lot of legal errors and constitutional rights of violation errors on Mr. R. Kelly's behalf. As same for Mr. Daystar Peterson. I think there was a lot of errors as well too, from a trial perspective, starting with his attorneys at the time. And to me, in my opinion, that should have been the catalyst for the initial post-conviction, appeal, meaning ineffective counsel. It's just my opinion, based off of information and reports and so many things I've kind of heard or whatever. So, but yeah, hopefully he has a great team of attorneys to handle his appeals brief, and it goes in his favor. Free Daystar Peterson. I do not believe that the jury, in my opinion, got it right in that instance. It's crazy. This is crazy, but keep your head up, Tory. And I know that's probably easier said than done, especially for us on the outside, but I can't wait till this is all has subsided for him, because I still feel that he will come out on top. So like, share, subscribe, head on over to the Vinci section, vote, 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 vote. Thank you guys for tuning in, and thank you for your patience. And I'm holding back tears in this video because I've been going through a lot. So I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.